Welcome back to the channel, everybody. What we're going to do today is have a recap of the day's trades, how the market was today, and just kind of look back at it, understanding some of the decisions we made in the beginning of the day, and trying to dissect what we could have done better as well as we go into these recaps here. So buckle up, we're going to hop right in, and hope you enjoy. And if there's anything that you take back and kind of see it as beneficial to you in your trading, do feel free to like and subscribe. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We'll definitely appreciate having you a part of the family. So without further ado, we are going to start explaining these charts here. So obviously we're on the NASDAQ futures, looking at the 4-hour time frame. Let me clear out some of these markings out here. Going to basically notice what we were looking at this morning. So just to kind of look at it, we were right here in the beginning of the day, the trading day, when I hopped onto the charts around 8:39 or so. We were looking at this. This was our buy side liquidity right up here. There was nothing above this at this 2065-1 range right here where you see this line. This was what we were looking at, and we marked this off as a buy side. We marked off our lows on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see, we marked them off right here. That was probably unnecessary because these are some lows for a different day. But hey, the more we take to the drawing board, the better, and the better we make our trades. But we definitely seen the market, travel a lot of distance in some days, so it's not a bad idea to mark out your whole sell sides, but it just turned out to not really be necessary for today. But looking back at the markets, what we saw and what really propelled our ideas today and the initial plan was we saw the way that the market was moving based off of the pattern that we were seeing. We see here that price gapped up here. It did a little bit of a consolidation. It manipulated, took out some of the sell side right here at this level, this 2207 level, and then it distributed. So we call that the power of three: consolidation, manipulation, and distribution, just like that. So the same thing happened right here in this next price leg. Some more consolidation in this range, some manipulating down, and then distributing higher. So when we were here in this range, I kind of had the same idea, something like that would happen again. So I was initially looking for a buy, and something I am very frustrated for myself is, well, I'll show you. But before we get to that, we will look at what happened here. We marked off a 1-hour buy side, 1-hour fair value gap. So let's go down to the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1 hour, we're looking at this. We marked off a 1-hour fair value gap right here. And what we were initially looking for was for price to do a little bit more consolidating, right? And manipulate a little bit further down to take out some of this sell side liquidity and then distribute upward. Something like that happened, but on a smaller time frame. So I'll show you what I mean. On the 15-minute time frame, okay, so we're on the 15-minute time frame. So for all intents and purposes, pretend that everything to the right of my cursor right here does not exist. That's what we're looking at currently. That we're looking at everything from this point of view all the way to the left. So that's what I was looking at this morning. And initially, what I thought was that price was going to, as it was having a nice little retracement here, we were seeing price kind of manipulate downward. So I was assuming that price was going to come down, take out some of the sell side at 2583 and maybe even further at 25 or 2578. I was looking for price to go down there and then distribute higher. So we were right on the fact that price did want to go and manipulate downwards, because we see it did. It definitely did manipulate downwards here to this level. Again, we have this marked out, this right here marked out as our, let's see if we could actually draw this out. Okay, so I put a circle right here at where we were looking at as the most recent high, right over here. So we were looking at this as the high, and our most recent low, uh, as we were looking at, was more than likely was this right here, this area. These were our lows right here. These are most recent, but if we look to the left, we had some more lows. That's some more lows right over here. I don't know what this circle is right here. That's not the right one, but you get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But that is what we were looking at. And as we saw this happening, my thoughts were, hey, might as well take price down for a ride and take it to this sell side. Maybe it could even go and touch this 1 hour fair value gap. That was my thought, but I should not have thought that, because my initial thought before I saw this happening was that, hey, if price goes down here, I'm going to enter for a long and watch for the distribution. And I would have been right in doing that. I would have saw the buy side be taken because that looked to be the draw of the day, and we would have profited on that. But that first trade did not go as planned. I did get in for a sell right around this level right here. We'll say it was 26.11, and I was going to take some profits as I saw price come down all the way over here. It basically, it fizzled out down here, fizzled out to this point, and I was thinking, price is probably going to take out this sell side. I watched this price came all the way down to this point and then started reversing, and I cut the position early. And I was glad that I took that. I made that decision because I definitely would have been wrecked. But we had a small loss on that first trade, and it wasn't a big deal. But I'm just the main big deal, the main disappointment in my trading for today comes from not sticking to my plan and not being ready and looking for those longs and instead getting in on a short. I was enticed by the short. I allowed myself to get in there, and I saw a lot of profit on the screen. So I was like, you know what, this trade is going to work out. I had very little drawdown, so I was happy with the move. But unfortunately, price went and reversed and took out our stops here. And again, my stops weren't that. My stops weren't so far, so it wasn't a big loss. But disappointed that I missed this move. So that was my first trade. I only took 2 trades today, and I'll show you the next one right now. Okay, so we're on the 5 minute, and you can see that trade a little bit better. What I just showed you in my first trade. Looking at it again, it was honestly a dumb decision to sell it in this position. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but you see price come down here. It takes out the liquidity to the left right here. You see that being taken out, and then it does not come back down to this area anymore. I should have seen that as some liquidity being purged, and price comes close to that area and then just rejects. So if I was just a little bit more patient, I probably would have seen that. So that's definitely something to take home and journal on. We're always going to be refining our trading, and yeah, no one's a perfect trader, but we will get there one day. But yeah, so that was the first trade, and the price went ahead and did this. So after that, I stepped away because I was a little bit frustrated in myself, and I was thinking that, hey, it's probably best not to continue trading at this point in time. So I went and did other things, and then I came back to the market about an hour or so later, and I saw this transpiring. So that was my second trade. I entered right around here where this liquidity was taken. I took a short, and I took that short all the way down here to the 2610 range, this right over here. So that's where we took our next trade. It was a nice move. It was a really nice profit. Glad I took that one. Made back the losses and then some that we had in the beginning of in that first trade. But I'm just, yeah, it still would have been nice to catch this whole move right here. But hey, we can't beat ourselves up too much. It is what it is. The market has opportunities all the time. Looking at it, it would have been nice to, instead of going for that short, you see, what would have been nice would have been this distribution here, because we see price, it comes out and takes the buy side up here. Of course, catching this move would have been nice too. but I just wasn't at the charts, so it's okay. It's all right. We probably weren't even in the right mindset to get into that trade anyways, so we would have just watched it. So it is all right. It's no big deal. That's definitely something you want to take home as you trade, knowing when to enter, when your edge is prevalent and when it's not, because you can be on, a month long hot streak and, mess around and mess up all your losses in just one day. It's completely possible to lose everything in one day. So if you want to be profitable, don't do that. So anyways, yeah, looking at this, we could have seen that on a 5-minute time frame, we had this gap left over. We see that price may want to come back to this area. So it did. It was not able to close under it. And so price used it as a good support zone to go higher. And then we see how things transpired throughout the rest of the day. So that is our recaps. Let's look at what we are expecting for tomorrow. So zooming out again to the 4-hour time frame, we see that price is just, sending into this bullish cycle, and hey, that's great for the market, great for the overall economy. I'm not going to trade differently until the market gives me a reason to. So we're just observers in this market. We're going to observe the market. We're not going to predict, and that's probably something that would have helped me today in my trading. But hey, 2020 vision, yeah, hindsight is 2020, as they say. So hey, what we're going to do is going to look to see what price does here. We are at all-time highs. So in all-time highs, you do want to be careful, but at the same time, when the price is just so bullish, there's really not much else to say. Just follow the trend. The trend is your friend, and that's what we're going to stick to. Now, if price wants to do any pullbacks, right, we have a few areas of interest that it can pull back to. One of them is already marked on right here on the 1-hour time frame. We can look to see right here on the 1-hour time frame, price could possibly come down to these levels and trade around here. Another possibility, a more near-term possibility, is the 1-hour fair value gap that was created up here. You can see price has already traveled into this area, did a little pullback, and has continued to bounce off of this area, looked for it as support. So yeah, right now, that is what we're looking at. We have news, I believe, around 9 a.m. and then some more news. Well, that'll probably be in the evening time at that point, but that's what we are expecting to have tomorrow. And yeah, so we're just going to observe this market, and thanks for staying up and watching this recap with me. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Love to have you a part of this community. And yeah, hope you guys have a great night and a great rest of your trading week. We'll see you later. Take care.